That'd be your jam, though. That'd be
Right.
your
Good
jam.
morning. All the Chicago people, come on, let's follow me.
I'm stop. Stop.
It's like a little bit of house mix, a little bit of this music.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Marisha LaShay and
Good
Tia.
morning, good morning, good morning.
And welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay, Financial Fanatics Edition. Man, you guys, happy Saturday. Thank God for another day. I woke up this morning, praise the Lord for another day to make a difference and get in front of his people. Y'all know we always love to start the day off with checking in on a mental standpoint from a scale on 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of my life, 10 being the best day of my life. Can I be below a 1? Absolutely. Nobody can negate or tell you how to feel. Can you be above a 10? Absolutely. Nobody, again, is going to tell you how to feel when you kick off your day and how you feel when you first wake up in the morning. So you know that T and I always go first. I will share how we feel each day as we're checking in and as life is happening to us. Here we go.
Yeah. So happy Saturday, everybody. I am on a 9 this
Okay,
morning.
come on, hot nine.
Yeah, feeling good. It's a very gloomy day. The storm is still coming in. I know we talked about that the other day. It's still coming in.
Gotcha.
Um, but I'm so happy and so grateful to yet again be in front of you all and to have opportunity to just share some things with you and love on my kids today because it's Saturday, baby, and we about to just have a good time.
And that's it.
Mhm.
And that is it. Oh, girl, I don't know how we do it. I don't know. Like I keep saying, I mean, because people know, but they don't know
Yes.
how how do you connect with another person who's just as busy? How do y'all produce, the productions, the marketing piece, I mean, it's just like
Oh, that planning piece, baby, was a monster. It was a game changer
we planned, y'all. I mean, like to the T, like
to the T. To the T.
communication. That's key. It wasn't no slipping on if something was going on. We let Tia know, Tia let me know. We're checking in. That it's just mind blowing to me because everybody's like, oh, I be so busy, but I be so busy. And that kind of leads me to why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling today. I am on 10. This is my reserve 10. I'm really ready to, jump through the screen and just start hitting cartwheels. But it takes stamina. I'm gonna say that. It takes endurance because, honey, after the work week that I had, like I said, I got my shout outs. I'm at the top of my game, but also yesterday my aunt told me that she's been watching the show since she's been on and she was like, y'all are really doing good. Y'all are really talking that talk. I mean, yeah,
I love that.
people are tuning in, people are listening, and that's a good place to be. Period.
That's
Good
so
place.
good. Can we can we
Yeah,
can we stay right there for just a second because I just want to
sure.
congratulate you one more time. Just one more time. Because when we were in our planning session and even our side conversations, and we were talking about just your work as a teacher and as a mom, and just as somebody who like genuinely cares. I mean, I'm a parent and I am actively involved in my children's success. So, like, I have relationships with whoever their teacher is, whoever their parent is, the school
Yeah.
staff. Like, I'm invested in that, right? But a lot of times I find myself being the one to just go out there and build the relationships. But
Yeah.
you are saying out the door, you're establishing relationships. You're letting these parents know, hey, I have your babies until the end of the school year. And I
Yeah.
just want to be that beacon of light for you that
Yeah.
support for you, because you know how kids be, my mama did it. No, me and your mama, we like this. So we believe in the same
Yeah,
thing.
this we
Oh,
gotta. Yeah, it's like getting into a new marriage every year.
yeah.
Same thing. Whenever that you're bringing, if it's coming outside of yourself, you're gonna have the relationship build, and
Yeah.
that's one thing that I am good at. Like that is what I do,
I
regardless if
love
you're
that.
67. One, relationship building is the foundation of you being able to get whatever it is you got to get done. Like I had a phone call with two parents yesterday. Progress reports went out. So mother want to know why, baby girl, what's up with these grades? Boom. I'm not. I said, ma'am, I will. We could tailor this conversation until later because I want to have the actual data in front of me.
Correct.
Are speaking on your channel just
Yep.
respect for them, her privacy, but also facts. We don't want to just be pulling stuff out the sky. And then another parent, they haven't released the IEP information to us yet. But I was like, can you give me a little brief synopsis of what this IEP is so I can make the accommodation? Even though his son is killing the reading game, they just took a diagnostic. He's reading on the eighth grade level.
I love that.
So that's killer.
I love that.
He up in here, he didn't came over here and he didn't turn that thing up.
Yeah.
And I love a good session.
Okay.
But I won't live there too long, you guys. But I always just like to get very personable as to what for my listeners that are tuning in that's new and didn't know that I was an educator and things like that. So I think for me with the serving piece, teaching is the Lord's work. And I keep saying it over and over and over again. It's the Lord's work. If you in here for a bag, okay, congratulations. But it's not that type of work where
Correct.
you could still check a bag. Don't get it twisted. But your heart has to align to the mission. You are
Right.
producing doctors, future lawyers, future teachers, future this, future that. I am a coach. I am coaching 90 kids to kill the game. That's what I'm doing. And is all 90 gonna do it? No. Maybe about half. You listen.
I'm
Hey,
I'm just happy.
hey. That's another segment. When I start dropping that teacher content, it's on and popping. But meanwhile, you guys, man, welcome, 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 newcomers, returners, y'all. We all family now because you're here. But uh, before I just jump in, to what we're talking about, T and I live in a place of gratitude and reality. This is not fluff, as she say. This is not things that you see on a commercial. Honey, she love that fluff. She like, give me some fluff, But you guys, today the question is, what is estate planning? What is estate planning?
Okay, so estate planning in its simplest form is making a plan for your money and your assets for either while you're living or when you leave this earth. Okay, so in this example, we're going to talk about trust. So different type of trust. What is a trust? I won't go too far into how to set up a trust because that is not my area of expertise. But what I do know is how those things work for you for a beneficial cause. Okay, so a trust is a legal contract, right, that establishes a relationship between a grantor, a trustee, and a beneficiary. Now, that was a lot, right? So, okay, let's break this thing down. So, the grantor is the person who creates the trust and provides the assets to the trustee. Okay. The trustee is the person or the firm. So this is a legal contract. So of course you need to be with someone in the legal profession to set this thing up, but they manage the trust and all of the benefits around it, right? And the beneficiary, which is the same like with life insurance, would be the person who would inherit the benefits from this trust. So all of the assets, any type of income or whatever that would be produced from the trust, your beneficiary would be the one to receive that. So let's make this plain and clear. Marisha opens up a trust. She is the grantor. She picks a legal firm to set this up. they are the trustee. Her son Caden is listed as the beneficiary. So whatever assets or whatever type of financial gains that he would be receiving from the or whatever is there in the trust, he would be the person to receive. Hope that was clear enough for everybody.
It was. So I am the person, I'm going to go get a trust.
Correct. You're
I
going
am
to
the
establish it.
grandchild. Right.
Mhm.
I'm going to seek out a legal firm, okay, to
Yes.
be able to set this trust up for my son,
Correct.
okay? When I die,
Mhm.
this young man, the trust is going to allocate what is giving to him, whether it's houses, whether it's money, whether his money's supposed to be coming out every month to him as a in stipend form, different provisions. But
Yes.
please follow us, people.
Now, I do want to clear something up. You do not have to be dead in order for your kid to become a trust fund kid and get the benefits from the trust. So,
Talk.
in the trust, so there are a lot of things that you could put in the trust, right? Okay, so you could put cash in the trust, mutual fund, real estate, life insurance policies, bonds, stocks, in anything. Okay, you whatever you want the trust to inherit and have, you can put that in the trust. So, as it pertains to when someone passes away, let's say you get a life insurance policy with me, of course, because we've been talking about it. Let's say you get a life insurance policy and you name the trust as the beneficiary on the life insurance policy. Well, what happens is when you pass away, right? The death claim will go into the trust fund. And now the trust, however you have it set up, will distribute cash or payments to your child or to their school or however this will work, right? This alleviates, in this scenario, alleviates a person who may not have ever had 300,000, 200,000 in their bank account. It alleviates them having the full responsibility of making sure whatever you've set aside for your child to be done, right? Because you can tell the trust what to do. Now, as it pertains to being alive, obviously, right? Let's say that you have real estate, and let's say that it's a income property. We were just talking about this not too long ago, right? And your income property is producing income, but the income is paid to the trust. But the trust has clear understanding or clear rules that when this money comes in, it's supposed to be going out to these different accounts. Okay. So one of the things could be, when I get the rental income, 50% goes into the 50% goes into the income bank account, 10% goes to Kate, and 10% goes to me for myself. So that's just how that works. So you don't necessarily have to be away or gone to enjoy the benefits of a trust.
Mm. I don't know. You just always have me thinking how we connect the dots to everything that we have already spoken about, but also it being obtainable to Black people. This is for
Oh,
the people. We're talking this talk for the people that look like us,
yes.
and we don't have anything against our counterparts. But excuse me, they had a head start already.
Yeah,
Okay, because they come from old money. We new money.
that's true. That's true.
Old money,
New money.
new money. We're
And we're
being
trying
we're
to catch
late to
up.
the party.
We're trying to catch up because if a lot of our ancestors or even people who've just recently passed away had known some of these key tactics or just known how to place their money in different areas, I think that a lot of us would be um, a little bit further along.
Definitely. So
So
I couldn't agree with you more because I would always be like, man, like especially in college when I mean, I just said, man, before I have this baby, I need to be making sure I blah 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 blah. I'm gonna do the blah blah blah. Just talking real jazzy about my financial well being. I said I don't ever want to have to choose whether or not I'm pay my light bill or I'm gonna do this. But and I thought that you had to have plenty money,
mhm,
seriously, for a trust. I really, really thought you had to have plenty of money. Like, I don't know where I got that from or what the notion was based on what I was seeing on TV or just people around me. Yeah, because I'm a trust fund kid. I'm like, what does this mean? What is going on? What is this? Because sometimes, like, going to school or college in Georgia or different places, these celebrities are sending their babies to Morehouse, Spelman, Clark. You know, Lil Wayne daughter was just at Clark Atlanta University a few years ago. Um, Patti LaBelle niece was at Spelman a few years ago. Like we had some hit, you know, some people, man. And can you imagine if they are trust fund babies because they got famous relatives?
Yeah,
They got access to resources.
that you
And here
probably
we are, two black girls from Chicago talking this talk.
yeah, yeah. Because it's time. I mean, it's time for our people to know some things. To catch. It's not even about catching up because I've said that a lot across these last couple of days that you're not in competition with anybody, right? You're just trying to set your life up and set your children's life up, even if you don't have children. So don't think that I'm just talking to parents. I'm talking to people who have loved ones that they care about. You might just be the rich auntie.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
pass away, now all those riches and those experiences leave. So here you are setting up something for your nieces and your nephew, for your godchildren, to make sure that they continue to have the type of life or the type of experiences that you have easily provided for them, right? And that's really the name of the game. So there are a lot of different types of trust. There are a lot of different types of, situations that you can set your money up. The main two that are really always talked about are three. You have your living trust, your revocable trust, your irrevocable trust. I mean, they all do something different. They all have different tax implications, the different ways of filing. I mean, there's so many things, right? Okay, so look, the revocable trust, right? It can easily be amended or revoked. So basically what that means is you can make changes, okay? Irrevocable means that it is permanent. It's non-changeable, okay? Which means whatever you say right now,
That's what it's gonna
that's
be.
what it's going to be. Revocable, easily changed, easily amended, and you would have to sit with the professionals to figure out, well, who can change things, who cannot change things, right? Because when you pass away, I mean, just certain things just start happening, right? You have trust for married couples. You have the joint trust. You have a bypass trust. I mean,
Wow.
you have so many different things. You have a life insurance trust, right? Where it just manages life insurance policies. Isn't that crazy? I didn't know that. I just found that out. That there is a life insurance type of trust, right? Where you put
Wow.
all of your life insurance policies in there. And now that one just focuses on paying out the life insurance benefits. Let's
That's
say
it.
that one of your children had passed away and you wanted to do something in their honor where you can make a charitable trust, right? And
Yeah, that's
you donate,
Liddy in the daggone city.
now
Yeah, that could actually work because if we wanted to do a scholarship or something, it goes into a charitable trust, and we ain't got to worry about Uncle Johnny and them stealing the money for the girl go off. That's what I'm saying.
and a lot of times when people put their money in or put their property, their assets or whatever inside of a trust, it helps you conceal your identity.
That's big.
It helps you conceal your identity. So let's make it plain and clear. Let's just say, you are a big real estate mogul in Chicago. Let's not even say big, because big means you got a lot of money. Let's just say you have two properties. You have two properties. When you purchase a property, that is public information,
Oh
which
yeah.
means your mailing address is there, your name is there on some documents, because I've done it. I've searched up some things. Your phone number is there, right? So let's say your tenant decides that they want to know who owns this property, because if you do it right, they've only been talking to the property manager. But they say, I want to know who owns it. And they go and they look you up. They look up all your information, everything. They can see how much you pay for the house. They can see how much your taxes are. They can see everything. They can see all of it. But if you put that same property in a trust and change all of your information over, now, well, this property is owned by a trust. You can't go and look up who is inside of the trust. You can't do that.
Mm. Yeah, talk that talk.
You can't. I mean, there's so many different benefits. I mean, we talk about having Black trust fund kids. Listen, That's a real thing. That's a aspiring goal. I was watching somebody on TikTok the other day, with some folks, and they were with their nieces,
We
two
talk about
men, right? It was two men. They were talking to their nieces. Their nieces probably had to be about 6 and 7. The uncle tells her, I don't care who you date. I don't care who you date, but go for the trust fund kid. I said,
we need
that's
a
what he told
commercial.
her. That's what he told her. She was 6, and he told her that, and I was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do exactly that. Do exactly that.
Talk your talk. Where we meet the trust fund kids at.
I'm telling you. So we just, it's just one of those things where we just have to start looking in this. Like I said, I'm not a legal professional, so I don't want to give any of the legal advice. But what I do want you to do is to start looking into this thing very seriously. Right? Start looking into your finances very seriously. Start setting up your life very seriously. I set with my the first family that I ever on my own license got insured with life insurance. They got $1 million policies. And as we were talking, I was like, man, okay. I said, this is cool, right? Like y'all, these kids are going to be straight when you and dad, when y'all pass away, they're going to be good. I said, well, who is going to be the beneficiary? And they were like, no, we have a trust. And I just looked, I just said, oh my God, my first Black family that I ran into that has a trust. So now the trust has $3 million worth of coverage in there. 3 million. That's $1 million per kid. That's how
Bless.
they have it set up.
Bless.
I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like school things are taken care of. When they go to college, they're taken care of. Their children's children are taken care of, because not only
Yep.
do they have the life insurance, they have the real estate investment properties that are in there helping create assets
Yep.
for these kids, for themselves. So excited. I was so happy to see that. I was so happy. And here's the thing. Somebody may be out there listening like, oh my God, this sounds good, Tia. Like, but what's the point of doing that? What's the point of doing that? If I'm gonna list my son as the beneficiary, I'm gonna list my daughter as the beneficiary. What's the point? Listen, there's a court called probate. It's a probate
Hey,
court.
talk it.
What the probate court does is the probate court holds assets. Now, let's say that you have your child listed, and because it's Life Insurance Awareness Month, we're going to continue to keep it at life insurance. Let's say that you have your 12-year-old child listed as the beneficiary on your life insurance policy. 12. I think in my last one I said 13, so we're going to do 12. 12 years old. You ain't never had a conversation with them about how to get a lawyer. You ain't never had a conversation with them about how to represent themselves in court. You ain't never had a conversation with them about how to manage over $100,000. You've never had a conversation with them about that. You want to know why? Because they're 12. They're 12 years old. This conversation would go over their head, right? You probably have not even had a conversation with them about death. Maybe, maybe not, depending on where you live, right? So you pass away. Life insurance company has a check of over $100,000 to pay out because you have passed away. Now you have your 12-year-old child listed as the person who will receive this money. They cannot. They're not over 18. They're not over 18. So what happens is the money goes to probate court. And now your 12-year-old son or somebody who would be his guardian would have to pay to get a lawyer, to go down there and represent them, to get the money to pay for your debt, to pay for all your final expenses, plus to have money for your child moving forward. That is a very stressful, a very time-consuming, and a very costly experience. It is costly. You can lose a lot of things in probate court. A lot of things. It can get dragged out. By the time you may get the money, it may be gone, right? They might have spent it all up in lawyer fees trying to fight this thing. So now they never even get it. The child never gets the life that you were trying to give to them because nobody ever told you, hey, that might not be the best thing to do. So now with the trust, you avoid probate court. You avoid it. Your child
Talk
never has to
that
go through it.
talk.
So I'm telling you,
Right.
it's so many things, right? That are so many things to know. Sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming, guys. I get it, right? I get as I continue to learn things and kind of go down a rabbit hole sometimes of like this financial concepts and what does this mean and why would you want to do this and who would you pay to, it can get overwhelming. I can understand why a lot of times we aren't having these conversations because a lot of times we just don't know. A lot of times we don't know how to just shut it off and come back. What I'm telling you is if you take the time to learn this information or take the time to speak with someone about this information and pick what's right for you and your family and always be on the side of creating generational wealth in a real way, you're going to win. You're going to win. That's
Well,
my little
well,
piece.
well, well. The word is trust. The word is trust. The word is trust. The word is trust. Get
Rest.
you a trust. Make sure you build trust. Baby, the word is trust. So, you guys, when we think about estate planning, the word that comes to mind is trust. And with that being said, you guys, we are coming to a close. Man, you really talked your talk today about people, our people who look like us, doing these things to set our children up for success and our grandchildren and children to come because it
Yes.
has to be ongoing.
Yes. And I do want you all to know that if don't think that you have to go out here and make it, more complicated. If you need someone to point you in the right direction of someone who can help you with the trust, I do have partnerships. So please reach out to me. I would love for you to be in trusted hands. So let me know if you need that. I'm always here to push my partnerships or just to push you in front of the right people who would help you make those right decisions.
All right, you guys, we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. So